Good evening. My name is Dr. Jennifer Sasai, and I'm honored to serve as the principal of Walker Junior High School. Tonight, we gather to celebrate the love, the music, and the lasting memories of Mrs. Heather Massey, our beloved band teacher, who far too soon. Tonight, I would first like to introduce some guests that are here tonight. From our District Board of Trustees, we have Mr. Brian O'Neill, Ms. Anne-Marie Randall-Trejo, and Mr. Ron Hoshi. We also have our District Director of VAPA, Mr. Brian Belski, our Curriculum Specialist of VAPA, Mr. Scott Domingues. We have fellow AUHSD band directors, if you would please stand. Walker Junior High School staff. We also would like to welcome the Massey family and their friends who are here tonight. The Kennedy band members had a special presentation for the family. They're going to be bringing that out right now. This evening is especially meaningful because every note you will hear has been prepared and performed by her students. From her very first group she courageously taught online during the pandemic after relocating from Texas, to her final group of 8th graders who are on stage now. Her legacy lives on in each of them. Mrs. Massey was truly one of a kind. She was brave in the face of challenges, strong in spirit, dedicated to her craft, and determined to bring out the very best in every single one of her students. Through her music program, she built not only skilled musicians, but a family, one grounded in joy, discipline, and heart. Tonight is dedicated to Mrs. Massey. May we honor her by listening with gratitude, remembering with love, and celebrating the beautiful impact she made on all of us. I do want to let you know tonight's performance was created and produced by her students. So what you see tonight is a labor of love of her students. So this was not created by any adults. This is all student driven tonight. I would also like to bring up her friend and beloved colleague, Ms. Macias, who has a few words for us.
All right, I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. Thank you all for being here. The outpouring of love we've experienced through this difficult time has been nothing short of amazing. I want to thank Dr. Sasai for the vision of this memorial and the Kennedy High School students that all put together this beautiful, and Walker students who put together this beautiful event for us for tonight. For their incredible work and in taking the lead and organizing this beautiful evening. This concert is truly a labor of love, not just for the music, but for Mrs. Massey and her family. As I'm thinking of what to write, I'm often reminded of how quick our time here is on Earth. It never feels fair to lose someone who gave so much and had a huge impact on such a large community of people. Mrs. Massey was truly brilliant and talented, but above all, she was kind. So many students have shared how she made them feel seen and heard, how she would encourage them and challenge her students to try something different and to work hard for what they wanted. Her compassion extended far beyond the classroom. She was a phenomenal teacher, a loyal friend, a devoted daughter, wife, and mother. I hope that we can all strive to live how Mrs. Massey has lived. I believe the true meaning of life is to love as deeply as possible and to appreciate our experiences and every moment we have together. When you feel the weight of sadness today or any day, remember that that grief is simply love with no place to go. That sadness is a reflection of how much she meant to all of us. When those moments come, I would love for you to turn to that sadness, or I would love for you to turn that sadness into gratitude for the time that we shared and the lasting impact that she has left on all of our hearts. We love you, Mrs. Massey. Thank you for sharing your love for music and life with us. We are all so very lucky.
Thank you again to our advanced band under the direction of Miss Kiara Macias. So tonight we have a mixture of speakers and performers. So again, the groups that are performing tonight, they may have produced and composed their own music for Miss Massey. So I'm going to next bring up Kayla, a student from Kennedy High School, who will be speaking about her memories of Miss Massey.
I feel really nervous right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, me I've explored the world and met so many people. And standing here today, I can say with total certainty that Miss Massey is a person that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. So, okay. Yeah, sure. Thanks. So, I started middle school right after the pandemic. It was during this very uneasy time which I met Miss Massey. Well, to be honest, I was very terrified of her, mainly because she was my teacher. I do remember the first time we spoke on one-on-one. I scheduled a meeting after school because I had to choose an instrument to play. But I ended up telling her that I've never played a wind instrument in my life, and I was very, very terrified. But she just gave me a hug, gave me this tiny little overread, and said to never give up and always believe in yourself. Because of this spark that she lit in me, I can now say that the oboe is one of my main instruments. I have made the honor band twice in middle school to performing many difficult solos in high school. The instrument, which I first couldn't recognize, became one of the most biggest things of my life. When I think about Miss Massey, I always remember her kindness. Like this one time after school, she brought food for me and Matthew, particularly a beef and cheese burrito. But I'll also remember the many, many, many times she gave us grace during our very chaotic moments. This is one of my favorite stories to tell people when I talk about Miss Massey. So there was this one time when I was in 8th grade, and it was after school, and I think I was with William, John, and Mary, and then suddenly there was a level 3 lockdown that got called, which means emergency, by the way. So being a few little middle schoolers without any adult in the room, we started panicking and we locked the band room, just completely locked it. And we were very scared because honestly, if there's an emergency lockdown and it's not a drill, I thought it was a school shooter and I thought I was gonna die. So the thing was, Miss Massey didn't know about the lockdown, so she went to the band room and she found out she got locked out of her own room, so she banged on the door. But then when she finally got it open, I was so happy to see her, mainly because I wasn't going to die, but just seeing her made me feel so relieved. And she was mad at first, but after she found out the situation, she gave us a hug and told us how proud she was. I owe so much of this journey to the woman who first told me that I could do it. It breaks my heart that she's now gone. Okay, sorry. But I feel very blessed to have her in my life. I want to send my prayers to her family and everyone she taught over the years. Miss Massey, thank you for the music you let us play, the food you gave me, the hugs I needed, and the reeds I used to play music. And thank you most of all for believing in a little middle schooler who just needed a little bit of encouragement. Thank you, everyone.
I cannot tell you how many reeds and mouthpieces have come to our school that these students saved, and they said, Mrs. Massey gave this to me. I still have it to this day. So we have a lot of reeds and different things that have come back. So next we're gonna go ahead and have our Kennedy freshman band go ahead and get ready.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Massaro. I'm the recently retired band director from Arroyo High School in El Monte, California. I just retired last June, and a very good friend of Dr. Parsons, Mr. Domingues, and Mr. Belski, and I wanted to kind of get my feet wet again, as they say, and help out here. So I've been very fortunate the last 2 weeks to work with these great students at Kennedy High School, and if Mrs. Massey had a lot to do with them being the great students that they are, then it makes a lot of sense, because they've been wonderful. A student put this piece together. His name is Noah Hernandez, and I asked him to say a few words about why he chose these particular pieces to make this medley as a tribute to Miss Massey. So Noah, would you come up and say a few words?
Hello? Oh. is Noah Hernandez. I'm a 9th grade student. I had Mrs. Massey for 2 years, and she taught me how to play the bass clarinet. She was easily my favorite teacher at Walker, and it was a sad day when she passed, but I got over the grief and I decided, instead of focusing on it, honor her, and I wanted to write her a song. So, do that. I chose a variety of different pieces that she had taught us over the years at Walker. You might have heard these before. It's like, you have students over here, like the children. Yeah. She was easily my favorite teacher, and I just wanted to make this for her to honor her life. Thank you.
freshman band performed the songs that they learned from Mrs. Massey. So there was a medley of songs that they learned from Mrs. Massey. Next, we have one of our 8th grade speakers, Charlotte, also known as Charlie. Come on up.
Miss Massey was a bright, funny, and creative woman, and thankfully she was my band teacher. Even though I never fully got to know her, my heart still sank when I heard that she sadly passed away due to cancer. I grieved for a bit, wondering how she was so positive in a situation that could be so difficult. Then I remembered that people come and go eventually. That's just life. But grieving about what I could have done is not something I should use against myself my entire life, because there was nothing I could really do except play my horn and remember her as I played. She was the type of person who made people laugh in a joking way. She was the type of person who would yell at someone if they weren't listening. She was also the only one who still fought for not only her life, but also her students. The education of band was her priority. She spent time teaching us different notes and different key signatures while being a support system for her daughter. 2 great jobs, as a matter of fact, being a mom and being a teacher, which I will never forget. She kept me in band. I signed up for choir on my 8th grade electives card, but with the hopes of her coming back, quickly switched back to band. I didn't do it only because I like playing trumpet. It is also the people in my life who allowed me to take that next step, especially Miss Massey. Even though I will not see her again physically, I know she is always in my heart and my fellow bandmates' hearts. We feel her light and spirit when we walk into the band room, always finding a way to make an entrance even when she isn't there. Thank you, Miss Massey, for your time, love, and support. It's 2026, and the advanced band still talks about what happened when you were here. What it could be like if I walked in that day, you standing on that podium as if nothing happened. But just know we aren't forgetting you, and that we played not only for ourselves, but for you too. No wonder we are such star students and players. We miss you. Thank you.
Next, we would like to introduce the Kennedy High School Junior Band, and speaking on behalf of the juniors is William. William was one of the organizers tonight, so when he speaks, know that he is one of the creators of tonight's show.
We are the Kennedy High School Junior Band. We were Miss Massey's class of 2023 advanced band, and the piece that we'd like to play is one of our favorites. It's called Celtic Aaron Dance. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Will, and the juniors of Kennedy High School. So what I just found out right now, I said, how did you all get all your music that you learned in Mrs. Massey's class? I come to find out, they took a little trip to the band room and took our music. So this is how they got all these songs that they learned from Mrs. Massey and are performing here tonight. So again, the juniors performed one of their favorite songs that they learned from Mrs. Massey.
I'd like to start by saying being a student of Ms. Massey was truly an amazing experience. Being in her class is a time that I can't and won't ever trade for anything else. She created a community where a bond can't be severed. Every day it was something new days for fun, for learning, for having laughter. These past few weeks, I've been reminiscing on the impact she left behind and the musicians she raised in these classrooms. Every musician she helped and taught have become great and talented people, just like the people that just performed. They are my friends and my family. She left behind students who cherished her, a family who loved her, and friends who cared for her deeply. She left behind a community, a giant family that shares a love for music, just like her. She also left behind a stronger bond, people who view each other as their own, brothers and sisters, friends, and more. I would like to thank her for giving me an opportunity to grow as a person, for the comfort she gave me, and being a role model for others. I'm sure the students here, either in the audience who just performed before me, who spoke before me, who will soon speak after me and perform later, agree with me. She was there for everyone when she went through her own struggles, and it only made me realize how selfless she was, and it made me only cherish her more. Sometimes I would be in her classroom and I would just hang around with her. She would be there for me whenever I needed it. And there's this one time after class, I was in there with her and I was crying to her about some family stuff, and she was just there for me. She was kind of like the mother that I wished I had. And now I wish I got to say my goodbyes, ones I could have said if I visited more. But for now, I'll settle here watching all these students perform and talk, and being able to speak here and talk about my gratitudes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kay. Next, we have a duet of Olivia, right? Is that all right? With Tatiana. And Olivia was just telling me the story backstage that she was in Miss Massey's 7th grade class online, and the reason why she picked this song is because she and Mrs. Massey played a duet of this in 7th grade, her 7th grade year. She actually has a YouTube video of her and Mrs. Massey playing this together. And the reason why she picked the clarinet is because Miss Massey told her that there were too many flutes and too many saxophones, which band members you can relate to. So we're gonna go ahead and let them get started. And again, this is Olivia and Tatiana. you, Olivia and Tatiana, for bringing back memories of your 7th grade year. Next, I'd like to introduce our Kennedy High School seniors, led by senior Joseph, who has been also, along with William, one of the organizers of tonight's performance. So they're going to go ahead and get set up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joseph. I'm the quote-unquote leader of this band. So this is the senior class. We were Miss Massey's actual first class online and her 8th grade advanced band. And the piece that we are performing is called Crunch Time. And at first, you're probably going to be wondering, when you first hear it, how is this anything related to Memorial? Well, it honors her in the best way I thought it could. 8th grade, we get a lucky chance to go to Disneyland. And this was, at the time, our favorite song. I think for some of us it still is. And we just got off the bus, we got our instruments, and the first thing we did was we started playing this song. To Miss Massey, that was the most impactful thing I think she ever saw. She would always tell us how much she cherished that memory of just watching us jam out, just enjoying music, not worrying, just having fun. And it's really moments like those where you kind of realize the seriousness and just that shared experience is what's really important when it comes to music. I mean, she even showed us the SNL skit of, what's his name? Will Ferrell, and he's hitting the cowbell because there's a cowbell part in Crunch Time. It's like, this song has just been a big part of our 8th grade year, and it's just the closest memory, I feel like, that we could have to her. And it's a really great way to honor her, great way to, have fun, even if it's it's a hard time. So, we're going to play Crunch Time for you. Thank you.
Again, thank you to the Kennedy senior class. This again was Mrs. Massey's very first class of musicians when she moved here from Texas. This group started learning music online. So if you remember the pandemic, they all started online. I'd like to next bring up our next speaker, 8th grader, Maddie Peterson.
I look like a mess. These speeches and all these memories just have me crying so hard. Miss Massey was the first teacher I ever had at Walker. That first class I stepped into on that first day of 7th grade was Miss Massey's AI music class. Even during a time where I, along with everyone else, was so nervous, Miss Massey made me feel so much more comfortable and like everything was going to be easier. I still remember how I felt almost a year ago when she first sent that email saying that she would be on leave for the rest of the school year. I saw that email 14 seconds after she sent it and immediately told everyone else in my science class. Everyone always stayed hopeful, knowing how strong Miss Massey always has been. Earlier this year, I, along with my fellow ASB member, Natalie Ondes, who performed earlier with Advanced Band, spent a month where every week we made a gift for Miss Massey. I remember one particular gift we made, mostly because the past year had been such a blur for everyone. We made a bouquet of sheet music and fuchsia flowers. The day we planned to send it to her, I walked into the ASB room as soon as I got to school, and I wanted to give it to Miss Macias, who would deliver it later that day. Miss Massey was never able to receive our bouquet. That morning was when I was told of Miss Massey's passing. Miss Macias, who has been nothing but insanely strong, has been so supportive to all students who are struggling, even while facing her own struggles. I would like to thank her. Miss Massey means so much to me and all of us, and I believe that she'll forever be in our hearts, whether it's her motivating us to keep going or yelling at us for rushing again. Miss Massey was truly one of the most influential people in my life, and I can't imagine how I would be if I never joined band. I believe that she helped all of us create a strong bond, not only with music, but with each other. I believe that for the rest of my life, during every performance, I'll be thinking about her, and that's because she helped me connect with music and helped me find what truly makes me happy. Last year, it took 4 people to be able to teach and direct us in the way Miss Massey was able to do all by herself. Miss Massey was the strongest person I ever met, and I hope she knows that I've always looked up to her. Thank you, Miss Massey, for being the person who helped and inspired us all to keep going and growing. We love you, Miss Massey.
Walker Band, the tissue's coming. I'd like to next bring up Jeremiah Yoon and his group.
Good evening, my name is Jeremiah Yoon. I was a student of Mrs. Massey last year in 8th grade. In 8th grade, music composition became one of my hobbies, and I wrote my first original composition, a melodic piece which I named Forest Respite, which my group and I performed for our spring concert. I wrote it and dedicated it to Mrs. Massey to express my love and appreciation for her. Thank you, Mrs. Massey, for teaching us and guiding us through the beginning chapters of our musical journey. We're forever grateful.
you, these are all freshmen right here. And Jeremiah composed this last year as an 8th grader. Isn't that incredible?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, this is kind of working out, really. No where to start, but when I was in 7th grade, all of us were very strange. We were all strange. It was a confusing time. You know, pandemic just ended. We were all getting back into the gist of it, but most of us didn't know really where to go. Yet somehow Miss Massey made everything feel like it was going to be okay. She made school feel bearable for most of us. She helped us feel like we belonged somewhere and like that we had a purpose. At such a young age, she gave us purpose. She taught us how to deal with harsh circumstances and above all, how to show up when all things seemed hopeless. All those late afternoons with her really helped shape the relationship that formed once 8th grade came. I remember one day staying after school in the band room, not to simply practice, but to just be there for Miss Massey. I went to the office, and I found her in there crying. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me she would never get to see her daughter grow up. I told her it wasn't true. I told her that she was going to kick cancers, but one day at a time. Even now that she's gone, she still managed to give cancer one good run at its time. She may be gone, but she will always be with us, whether it's in music, love, or just straight out life. I'll never take for granted the opportunities Miss Massey gave me, because I know without her, I would never have been able to take the first few steps in my musical journey. Thank you, Miss Massey, for everything. Thank you for being like another mother to us, all of us. Thank you for pushing through the pain every morning. Thank you for believing in all of us. And most importantly, thank you to her husband and her daughter, who she talked about with us every day while at school. She loved you guys more than anything in the world. You two are her biggest reason she got up for all of us every morning. Finally, to all her former and new students, keep pursuing music. I know she saw a spark in all of you. She used to say, you'll get out of it what you put in, and she couldn't have been more right. Everything in life that demands some sort of excellence comes with a little hard work. Thank you.
Next, well, we just had a huge rush of all these people come up here. We have a special speaker who's not on the program tonight, Mr. Joe Massey, Mrs. Massey's husband.
We're going to try this without the frog in our throat. Ribbit. So I'm Joseph Massey. I was a lucky guy married to Mrs. Massey. And of course, I called her Heather. She usually called me Joe or Joey, except when I did something stupid or absent-minded, and then she delighted in calling me Dr. Massey. Hey, you see my keys? Have you checked your pockets, Dr. Massey? And by the way, no heart attacks, I'm not that kind of doctor. She made sure she told everybody I'm not a real doctor too. Did she do that for you? Okay. Thank you all for coming and honoring her tonight. It means a whole lot. Normally, at an event like this, one might say that they're blown away by all the love that's being shown, that they're surprised at the turnout and support, surprised at all the lives that were touched. But when it comes to Heather, doesn't surprise me at all. And I don't think that it surprises her students either. She was extraordinary. This was obvious to anyone who knew her even a little. She cared deeply for others, was exceedingly thoughtful, and believed in making the world a better place. I met her in Houston 17 years ago. I was 23 when we started dating. She was about to turn 27. 3 years flew by, and then we were married for 14 more. And it was awesome. And she loved with all her heart, without conditions, through the good and the bad. And she became a mom. Every day I look at our daughter Lily and I see her. And goddamn does she love being her mom, Lily. So who was Heather? To me, she was the kind of woman a man has to live up to. So when we met, she was already impressive. Not only was she thriving as a newer band director, she had arrived there largely through her own grit. This was someone who knew what she was here to do. She believed that teaching music in band was a vehicle for bringing out the best in her students. Now, when she talked about what she did, she didn't talk about the music so much. I mean, she loved the music aspect, of course. But what she really got excited about, what she spent her time up about, was watching these kids grow, seeing them, their minds develop, seeing them learn an instrument, and through hard work and practice, their confidence grow. That excitement when they collectively play a difficult piece, and she would say this, these aha moments where they realize that they're part of something bigger, something really cool, and not easy, but completely worth all the hard work and collaboration. Throughout her 20 years teaching, she challenged her students to be good humans. Did she say that to y'all? Good humans? Yeah. And she set an amazing example. She showed her students how positive habits, teamwork, and compassion for others yield compounding excellence. That compassion for others was a cornerstone of how she dealt with people. She never judged anyone for simply being human. So when she got sick, she wanted to keep teaching. And she did keep teaching for as long as she could, even though some of her doctors thought she was a little crazy. She got so much joy out of the good work that she did with her students, and she said it was good for her soul, and I'll admit, I was a little skeptical. I selfishly wanted her to be at home. Not all the time, but sometimes that's how I felt. That would have been a mistake. I absolutely believe her continuing to teach for as long as she did helped her to keep going. That good work kept her around longer. She was a badass, these students are badass, and she loved all of y'all a whole lot. Now, her life would have been completely unrecognizable if she hadn't gone to college and pursued a degree in music education. For Heather, getting there required two things: hard work and some goodwill from others. She never forgot where she came from or how she got there. Heather always gave credit to her teachers, mentors, family, and to some of the financial aid that she received, which is why, in honor of her legacy, I've partnered with the Orange County Community Foundation to set up an endowed scholarship fund for students with need pursuing a degree in music education. And at first, only seniors at Kennedy High School will be eligible, which means for the next 6 years or so, the recipients will probably have been her students. So if you look inside your program, there's information, there's a QR code on how you can donate if you feel so moved. This endowed scholarship fund adds her already undeniable legacy, and her name will benefit aspiring music educators every year forever. I believe the world needs more people like Heather. From my family to yours, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. I'd like to bring up our last act, which is very different than what you've heard all night long. So let's go ahead and bring up our last group of the evening.
Good evening. My name is AUHSD. I'm a junior, and I joined band pretty late. I joined 8th grade. I never knew what band was back in 7th grade because I was pretty new to this area. But I first met Miss Massey, 7th grade for music theory. She introduced me to music, and at that moment I realized, why not join next year? Currently, I was like a carefully made player, and I felt a little bit special because for the first weeks that we were introduced our instruments, I was able to do it way sooner than everybody else, and I was congratulated. Well, I mean, of course, everybody gets congratulated for playing good, right? I made all district my first year in band, and I was really happy that I made it, and I kept on going and going. It was then after school jazz that we all learned what jazz was. It was amazing, and progging jazz. She introduced me to a whole world of music I would never have thought I would have. And for her, I thank her for that, because I wouldn't even know who I would be right now. I wouldn't be standing here, holding a guitar or playing the trombone earlier. Carefully selecting good people, and for her, I'm thankful for that. Yeah.
Hello again. This group we created back in 8th grade. That was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, ish. We were a big fan of the Beatles, and Miss Massey was the reason why we're all friends. She's the reason why we are who we are. And I remember she would let us stay after school almost like every Tuesday and Thursday just to practice with these guys. And we're still a group. And, okay. So, this next tune that we'd like to play for you is from Santo and Johnny, and it's called Sleepwalk. We chose this song because it was the final song of the movie La Bamba, which was a movie about the loss of musical greatness. And we all share in the loss of musical greatness tonight. Miss Massey impacted everyone in this room, and she left us too soon. So that is why the song is our tribute to her tonight.
If I can have all of our performers tonight, please stand. All of our performers, please stand or come onto the stage. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Please take a bow. All of her students, please take a bow. Performers, you may be seated again. I have a few last comments. So tonight's program was created by the very talented Miss Jeannie Macias, former professional photographer. So the beautiful program was created by her. In the insert, you will see on the back side a QR code. As Mr. Massey stated, the family has created a scholarship fund for students pursuing musical education in college. So again, the first awardees will be her students. So we can see for the next 6 years will be Mrs. Massey's students. So take a moment to scan that QR code if you feel so compelled to donate to her scholarship and make a difference in the lives of our future music educators. A special thank you tonight to Javier in the back, who has done our lighting and sound here at the Kennedy Performing Arts Center. We appreciate you. And I'd like to bring up if Joseph, Parker, and William are around. Joseph, Parker, William, come on up. So these 3 young men were responsible for, Parker was responsible for all of the setup tonight, correct? And so he did all of that setup and moving and those transitions. And Joseph and William were the first 2 who came to me and asked me, what can we do to help support tonight's concert? So this is really, like I said, a labor of love, but if it wasn't for these students and all the students out here, this performance tonight would not be possible. Can you believe students created this? Isn't it absolutely amazing? So again, we want to thank the Massey family for being here tonight. Mrs. Massey was the biggest gift that our school could receive from all the way from Texas. We will not forget her. We speak of her every single day, and her memory will last at our school because we will always speak of her and we will remember her. Lily, I want you to know your mom was a beautiful human. She touched the lives of so many students, and she would always talk about you. She loved you so much. I hope that you get her sass, her stubbornness, her kindness, and just her love. So thank you everyone for coming tonight and celebrating the beautiful life of Mrs. Massey. Have a wonderful evening.